Welcome back to another David Kabawa episode. So welcome back to David Kabawa, and today we're going to continue the series of the Java tutorial for beginners. So right now I'm in a different location because I decided to go on this application. So yeah, but anyways, we're right now in lesson 3, conditional statements. So what is conditional statements in Java? Well, they basically mean if that's true, go to that side. Well, if it's not true, go to the other side or exit out of the conditional. So here's how to do it. But first of all, we need to define a variable. So we're just going to do int age. I'm going to set it to, let's say, 22. Nice. So now here's about the conditional statements. We do it an if. We do just if. And then after that, we're going to do parentheses. Let's say if age is greater than 18 or 17. And then with the curly braces. Gosh, where are the curly braces? I forgot it's there. So if the age is 17, we're going to do the system, or we're going to print line out of the system, you're old enough. And then we put a semicolon at the end. This basically means we set age to 22. If the age is greater than 17, print line out of the system, you're old enough. Well, if it's not true, just continue with the code and then exit. So let's look at it. You're old enough. So that's how conditional statements work, So let's say if age is 14 instead. Let's see what happens. Nothing outputs because age is not greater than 17. Now we also have else statements. So if it's true, do that. Well, if it's not true, for now we only have if. And when it's not true, we just move on. But with the else extension, if it's false, we can do something else. So we're going to do a curly braces again. And then we're going to print this line out of the system. You're too young. Oh my gosh. And okay, good. So if the age is greater than 17, print line out of the system, you're old enough. But if it's less than 17 or equal to 17, print line out of the system, you're too young. So let's look at it again. You're too young, obviously, because we're not old enough to gamble. So let's put it to 25. And you can see that is true. So it won't actually print the young stuff. You'll print that, oh my gosh, you're old enough. Amazing. So now we know about else. So now let's combine the else and if statements to the if else. So let's do the else if, which is basically an other extension. So the reason why it's red is because I didn't put a conditional statement. If age is less than 18, you're too young. Well, let's look at an invalid name. So else if age is 18, and else we do a curly braces again. Okay, so here's another thing about, so we got the logical operators. So let's say if age is greater than 4. But the reason why age is red is because we didn't put any logical operators. So let's put an logical operator. So our first logical operator out of the 3 is the AND statement, which is 2 ampersands. We also got the equals if something is equal to something other. But yeah, that's self-explanatory. 2 equals. And the reason why we do not put 1 is because it's for static variables. So yeah. So if age is greater than 17, you're old enough. Else, if age is greater than 4 and less than 18, you're too young. Else, we do invalid age. And then curly braces. No, semicolon. And then that's it here. So let's start with age 25. You're old enough, so yeah. Now let's do let's put 11. You're too young. Okay. Now let's put in some invalid age, like it is. Wait. My gosh, oh my gosh. Let's put some invalid age, like -14. Okay. Compiling invalid age. So yeah, so that's some condition where you like go to the casino, stuffing like that. Sorry guys, something went wrong. So yeah, so let's continue this video. So, let me think of something. Oh yeah, I forgot the logical operators. Okay, so let me delete all of this, and we're gonna go into the second one. The next one is the next one is the OR. So let me delete all of this. Gosh. Touchscreen is bad. Oh my gosh. Laggy. So let's put another variable. Let's call this person .1. .1. And then we're going to do another int. 0.2. And I'm going to set that to 6 points. And let's say here. Someone won. Okay, yeah, I was playing about stuff. So let's set this to 4, and actually let's set this to 7. So the OR operator. So let's say, so age is, the reason why it's red the age is because there's no age variable. So let's do 0.1 is greater than 5. Or we do like these 2 line things. I don't know, how do you call them? Yeah, these 2 things. Right there, that's the OR operator. Or 0.2 is greater. Wait, there's the greater. To 5. Okay, so there's no errors here, so let is someone won. Oh my gosh. And there's the semicolon in the end. That's good. So here's the thing. So if 0.1 is greater than 5, so 0.1 is not greater than 5, or 0.2 is greater than 5, 0.2 is 7, so it will execute the if. Someone won. Okay, let's put this to something else like 2, and let's put this to 5. So here's the thing. No points are greater than 5, so it will output nothing. See? But here's the thing. It's and, it's or, so even if 0.1 is greater than 6, it will also say someone won. So it's either checking if 0.1 is greater than 5 or 0.2 is greater than 5. Finally is the not operator. So it's kind of like the is operator, but it's the reverse. So let's just do points. So let's just put points equals 3. So let me show you. So it's just singular. You only need, so you see we got 2 equal signs. 0.1, it's equal to 5. If 0.1 is equal to 5, oh, no, not 0.1. This points is equal to 5 is, say, you have 5 points. You have 5 points, yeah. So, here's the thing. If you run it, it'll say nothing. So, yeah, because points is not equal to 5. So, let's say 5. You have 5 points. But now we're going to do the not operator. So, what we're going to do is if you don't know why it's like this, it's that you put an, let me show you. Oh my gosh. You put an exclamation mark and then an equal sign. And the reason why I'm showing this not equal sign is because that's how it is. So let's say if 6 is not equals to 8, so variable 1 is not equal to variable 2, that means you do something. However, it can be something like it, like points is not equal to 5. So that's how it works. It's that it is not this. It is this. Gosh. Oh my gosh, what happened? Oh my gosh. Okay, you get it now. Got stuck in your brain. You don't have. So let's try it. It outputs nothing because, yeah. Because points is 5 and should be points not equal to 5. So let's say points is 8. You don't have 5 points. So yeah, that's how it works. So that's how the not operator works. So let's conclude this. In this lesson, you learned about conditional statements and logical operators. So now it's time to get into the exercises. So the first thing is to set any variable to any number and use an if, and if points is equal to 5, then print you have 5 points, and use an else extension and print line of the system, you do not have 5 points. Second exercise. So let's say you're in a game. You have 40 stars, and you're trying to unlock something. Set any variable to any number you like, and use an if statement to see if any variable you like is greater than 30. If it's that, say you can unlock it. If it's greater, then use an else if extension for if stars is greater than 0 and stars is less than 30. Say you do not have enough stars, and use a else extension else extension to say you're hacking the game. Please stop playing this game. So yeah, that's the second exercise. The third exercise, it's a bit more complicated. Make 2 variables and name it whatever you like and set it to whatever you like. Say if whatever your name and whatever second name it is equal to if the first value is 5 and the second value is 5, say you're equality 5. Else say you're not equality. Hey, go by. So yeah, that is the exercises for lesson 3 for this Java tutorial series. Okay, bye. See you for lesson 4 of the Java tutorial series. And please subscribe to David Kabowen. Bye.